Hey there, superstars. It is Vanessa here again, your speaker, trainer, and coach from Live, Love, Give. And today I'm bringing you a message which is all around the interplay of the 4 areas of intelligence and those in love feelings. And so I really wanted to kind of unpack this one. And you guys who've been following me for a while now absolutely know that I talk into 4 different areas of intelligence, and I also love everything to do with relationships and analyzing, our dynamics in terms of all of those relationship dynamics with other people. And I hope that at this stage you probably would have heard me describe my definition of what I feel that in love feeling is and where that kind of comes from and how we kind of fall out of love. But if you haven't, I'm about to reiterate some of that for you guys and give you also the background on the 4 areas of intelligence so that I can show you the interplay between them and how you can utilize it to enhance your relationships, and also to kind of identify, where you're kind of like losing that connection and how to get it back again. So let's start with my definition around being in love with somebody and when we fall out of love with somebody. So in my books, we tend to feel like we're in love with somebody when we can see a really compelling future with that person. We look out into the future and we can see like how our life is going to be enhanced by having that person a part of it. And so we kind of fall in love, that's what that in love kind of feeling is. And when we fall out of love with somebody, it's the whole scenario. I don't know if you've had this experience in your past before, or maybe you're currently experiencing it, but ultimately when you feel like you've got love with somebody, but you're no longer in love with them. And what I refer to that as being is that you've lost that compelling future with that person. So you might love that person and you appreciate everything that you've experienced with one another, and you love that person for who they are, but at the end of the day, why you feel like you've fallen out of love is because you no longer see a compelling future with that person in your life. All right, so and I want to take a different spin on attraction a little bit with today's message with you guys as well, because obviously we want a vision, we want that compelling future with that individual, and also we want that attraction. And generally how I speak into attraction is like the dynamics and that interplay between masculine and feminine energy. But this is a new angle on it, and this is more for long-term relationship. So the longevity of your relationship comes down to what I want to talk to you guys about today. And short-term attraction is more that masculine feminine interplay. And absolutely in our long-term relationships, we want to make sure that we've got that masculine and feminine dynamic at play, because that's that magnetic pull, that's our differences, and that's what creates that attraction. But if we really want to make sure that we keep and maintain those in-love feelings and even deepen them, we actually want to look at it from a different point of view, and it's very interconnected with our ability to see a compelling future with that person. And like I said, we see a compelling future with somebody when we can see how our life will be enhanced by having that person a part of it. And so I want to now dive into the 4 areas of intelligence and show you how you can utilize them to ensure that you stay in those in-love feelings with the person that you want to be in relationship with. So to give you an overview, and then I'll show you the interplay. There are 4 different levels or areas of intelligence that govern our entire life, and our different life areas fall in these different categories, but I'm going to run through them with you. So first of all, we have intellectual intelligence, our IQ, and this is really governing the areas of our business, of our career path, of our finances. It's very, logical, numbers. It's, it's very intellectual from the perspective of understanding knowledge and being able to utilize that as a resource. So that's what our intellectual intelligence is. The first of our 4 different areas of intelligence. The second area is what we call your body intelligence or your physical intelligence. We refer to this as your BQ, body intelligence, and this is the area that really governs your ability to understand the mind-body connection, what's healthy for you physically in terms of nutrition, exercise, sleep, stress, all those physical, biological needs. That is to do with your, your body's intelligence. And then the next area of intelligence governs the area of emotional intelligence or your EQ. And this is regarding your, emotional state, your relationship with self, your relationship with other people, your ability to make a situation better rather than worse based on your input to it. That is the area of your emotional intelligence. And then lastly, the fourth area of intelligence is your spiritual intelligence. And this doesn't just mean religion. So spirituality doesn't have to be tied to religion, although it may very well be. But really, spirituality is the ability to get beyond just the self and self-serving and actually create meaning and fulfillment outside of ourselves for something much larger than just ourselves. So they're the four areas of intelligence. And how we bring that interplay into our relationship dynamics is that what happens is that when we find a partner and we're looking to fall in love, which is ultimately to find a compelling future and vision with another individual that we can, really grow and expand and stand the test of time and, evolve into something more, then ultimately we want to look at these four different areas of intelligence, and we need to have a mix going on. So number one is that we need to have some similarities. We need to have some sort of equality in our relationship. So I'm going to give you an example of what I'm going to articulate for you guys today. But number one, we need to have some sort of similarity, some sort of thing that we have this commonality, we have these similarities, we see the world in some similar way that makes for that great connection and really that great friendship. That's an element of having something extraordinary that we can fall in love with and have for the long term. I'll give you an example in a sec. The second thing that we need is that we need to have a point of difference. We need to, what really builds that attraction and respect simultaneously is when we feel like another person can bring something either more or different to us to that dynamic. So again, I'll give you some examples in a minute. And then thirdly, we need to have a pathway of growth that we can share with one another. And so, we look at one of these areas of intelligence, and ideally we have the same area of intelligence that we're looking to grow and expand together with. So let me punch in some examples here. For instance, say we've got a relationship and we're fallen in love, and say that commonality that we share is something like, say we share our emotional intelligence. Say we are really into our personal development and maintaining an extraordinary quality of relationship with ourselves and with other people. And we really share that, like we really feel like equals in that particular realm. But then say in our relationship dynamic, say that one of us is like awesome at body intelligence. They've really nailed down their health, their fitness, how to really look after their body. But the other person doesn't necessarily have that higher level intelligence in that area, and they're more driven around, setting themselves up financially in their business environment. They're very maybe entrepreneurial, and so they bring this level of intelligence to this key area. And maybe this person is also a bit lacking in that area. So together, they are enhancing each other's strengths in terms of they get to contribute their strengths to the equation and thereby enhance each other's lives, because the other person isn't necessarily all that great in that area of intelligence, but because they're in this relationship and in this dynamic and creating this next entity, they can bring that to each other and enhance each other's lives, because this person is like, you know what, I nail body intelligence, let me be the driver in our relationship and connection, and let me sort out our health regime and things like that. And then this other person is like, you know what, I have been immersing myself in this area of intelligence, in my intellectual intelligence. I really know how to deliver on financial stability. I really know how to, be the driver in the vision for my business or career path. Let me bring some of that skill set to you as well in our relationship and simultaneously enhance each other's lives. And then the next part is to have an area where you grow together. So for example, you might then say, we both want to create more meaning and fulfillment in our lives, so let's develop that spiritual intelligence together and have this growth path together. So if you can see that interplay in action, and you have those dynamics at play in terms of you have a commonality where you are absolutely in sync with one another. You feel like equals in that realm, whichever realm it is. And then you have different areas that you're kind of more skilled at, and you can bring that to the equation so that you can balance each other out and enhance each other's lives. And then you have one of those areas that is a growth path that you can share together. Wow, are you going to create something truly extraordinary, and you're going to be able to maintain that in love connection because you're going to have a compelling future. You've got the commonality, you've got the ways that you build respect and attraction by bringing those differences and enhancing each other's lives, and you've also got a pathway for growth, which is just, a must in terms of extraordinary quality of relationship. So bringing all that together, that is the interplay of the 4 different areas of intelligence and those in-love feelings, so that you don't go down the path of falling in love with people based on maybe a portion of attraction, but then over time you just kind of distance yourselves, you're not in alignment, you're not growing in the same ways, you're feeling like you bring the same things to the table, so there's not that much respect there, or whatever it is. Instead you can use those 4 areas of intelligence to identify what's our commonality, what are our points of difference, and where do we want to grow together. And when you can do that, you are absolutely going to create something extraordinary that absolutely stands the test of time and maintains those in-love feelings, so that you don't fall out of love with somebody and you end up just loving your roommate, and then potentially ending the relationship or ending in something that is just roommates. And instead, you're intentional about it, and you know the dynamics at play, and you know what you bring to the table, and you know where you're gonna grow. So I really hope that this is of value to you guys. I've just kind of been thinking into it today and really wanted to share this with you in the hope that it inspires you and gives you a new perspective on looking at your relationship dynamics, so you don't have to fall out of love and you know the pathway forward to enhancing that. So let me check in with you guys. Have you got any questions or comments or any words of wisdom or feedback or any of whatever you want to share, or just say hi? I would absolutely love to connect with you and see who's been able to join me. And if any of you guys are not yet part of the masterclasses and you want to go deep in all areas of emotional intelligence, intellectual intelligence, spiritual intelligence, and body intelligence, that is what the masterclasses are all about. And that's what we dive into every single month. And you'll get instant access to the first 3 masterclasses that are already up running, and live access to our next monthly masterclass coming up. So let me check in with you guys. The link is up above if you want to check out more or ask me any questions whatsoever. And I have got Edward and Paul and AJ and Inayat, hello to you, and Umesh and Ub and Judy and Fazia and Biomagobi. Oh my gosh, I butchered your name, but thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you being here. Hope this was of value to you. And Emma's in the house, and Yabays and Patricia and Caesar. Hello to you, Caesar, and Euless and Gregory. Good to see you. And Judy and Michael. Awesome. I hope you guys gained value out of today's message, and Curtis, awesome to see you. And I really hope that it's added value to you, given you a new perspective, particularly around your relationship dynamics. And I hope that you're going to use it to enhance your life, your connections. And also, say if you're not in relationship currently, these are the kind of areas that you want to be focusing on when you are searching for a partner. You want to have that commonality. So where do you share that equality? Where is that strength that you both share? Also, what is it that they can bring to the table that's different to you, and what are you going to contribute to that relationship? And then what's the pathway of growth? You know, what could you share together and grow together? You know, and it might be more than one, but at least have those one key areas in each of those realms, and it's going to take your relationships to a whole new level, and your intentionality to create and maintain and deepen a compelling future so that you never lose those in-love feelings. And if you do, you can bring them back because you know what's going on. And Victoria's in the house, and Daryl, hello from Calgary, Canada. Beautiful part of the world that I was, I think I was like 17 when I was in Calgary, and Banff and all sorts of stuff. So thanks for sharing where you are, because I love, love, love hearing that. And guys, that really is my message for you. So I'm hoping it served you, hoping that it resonated, hoping that it added value to you. And as always, I'm sending you guys all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I hope it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary, and that today's message has served you. And if you've got any questions, drop them below and I will get back to you guys, or just say hi. I love it. And hello to you, Victoria. Awesome. I'm sending you guys all of my love, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow.